Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to get back into our F250 Explorer body swap project. We're going to get into the spaghetti hard this time. It runs, but we have a couple extra wires here. Just a few, quite a bit. Oh boy. All right, let's see if she starts. We got everything hooked up to make it run, I think. Let's pull one in the shop, get to work. It's alive. It runs. Basically what I did was pull the entire harness out of the cab of the F250. I pulled everything out. I cut some heater control wires, stuff like that, but I pulled it all from behind the dash. A lot of things I kept intact, like the switch off the column that controls the key, or the key controls that switch. I even took the fuel tank switch, I plugged it back in, because I know only one tank works on this piece. Now, one thing I had to do was go back and find the inertia switch on these vehicles and tie those two wires together. That is what this is right here. Yes, nice, clean crimp. So I think all of these wires are useless now, as well as these. Probably some more over here. I don't know. There's a lot of useless wires here. Now, I don't know a whole lot. I'm just a hillbilly with dirty hands and shallow pockets, but I know the power distribution box has to be lit. And through that, the computer gets lit. And what I found out is the ground on the computer is the important part. There's several grounds in here. I don't know which is which. I know one of them's the computer, or two of them. From what I read, there's two of them. They have to be very clean and a very good ground for it to work. This almost doesn't work. I have to wiggle these sometimes to get it to start the way it sits. Now, the simplest place to start is the starter. So we have power going to the starter through a big cord right at the battery cable. We have a trigger wire going to our key for the solenoid, and we have our crank wire back to the starter solenoid. Great place to start. Make sure it cranks first. That should be the easy part. Now, this was plugged in through the cab going underneath the vehicle that goes to our fuel pump wire, so I knew we have to have this. I'm pretty sure there's taillight wires in there too and stuff, but we definitely got the fuel pump wires in this. That runs all the way back, I don't know, through all the spaghetti to the power distribution box, sends power to the fuel pump, as long as your inertia switch is tied off. Hopefully I'm not oversimplifying this for you. I just pulled the whole harness out together, and I knew it ran when it was all together in the truck. So if it was all together outside the truck, it should also run. I'm not an expert. What I can also tell you is this is a 96 Ford F250 wiring harness, I think. It appears somebody had definitely been in there before. There's no mass airflow sensor on this engine. And I don't know if that was available in 96 or if they changed it year to year. I'm not sure. This could possibly be out of a different vehicle altogether and they put the whole harness in. I don't know. There's blue marking on this harness in a few different places. I don't know if that's factory or if it came out of a junkyard. I'm just not sure. But now we know it runs like this, I feel safe removing all the dead ends. All of these dead ends here that go to the dash or whatever that aren't being used, but I know it still runs. Okay, we got a big pile of, you don't need it. You don't actually need it, I hope. Gonna take that to the scrapyard. We're gonna be rich, guys. I'm sure there's more of this I can get rid of, but that just makes it easier for me to move around. Maybe we'll trim some more off. I don't know. Let's make sure it still runs after we did all that cutting. This time, guys. It still starts. Sounded a little rough. Not quite sure. But that's good enough. Hey, it still runs. It may just need ran for a while. The more and more I paw into this, I am thinking it's an older wiring harness and engine. There was no OBD2 connector under the dash. I even went back in the videos and looked at a couple ones where I had the camera inside the cabin. I didn't see it there. I don't see it now. It's not part of this harness. Did find a couple of diagnostic ports under the hood there, which I think they have an OBD2, but this whole thing's looking OBD1 to me. Not sure, just know it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Right? Don't fix it. We got the computer for the old F250 here. There's stuff rolling around, but it still works, and it fits in the factory spot just right. Nice, high, tight, and dry. Factory Explorer cover back on it. Maybe. Close enough, it's gonna work. Awesome. Okay, she fits pretty good. We're gonna have a short leash on our power distribution box, but it's sitting there in a little nest there, nice and easy. Everything else I got trimmed down and balled up over here. I have to figure out what we're gonna need to mount, tape up. But for now, this is good. We're moving with this. Now I did realize that our alternator wasn't hooked up. I got it hooked up into the hot lead here with this nice, beautiful crimp. And hopefully she should charge now. Let's start it up and see if she's charging. Maybe that was the weird running problem, was low voltage. That's possible. Okay, here we go. Nope. Guess she's not charging. And now, it's months later. To get the alternator to work, I need to put resistance on it. Light bulb or something, that's the part I forgot, left out. That's where we left off. My apologies for the lack of videos. It's been rough. It was a rough year. And I've been busy with other things. Oh boy, fellas got walls now, mostly. But I got walls now. Got a little sidetracked with other projects. This is a K member off of a Kia Rondo. You can see what great shape it was in. That took me a while. But also, walls. Got some shelves made. A little bit more organized in here. Looking better every day. Progress is being made. But what really stopped me in my tracks in the old F250 project is it's definitely going to need an oil pan. It started leaking faster and faster and faster, and about as fast as you can put it in. So if you know anything about those Fords, that's not a fun job, especially on a four-wheel drive. From what I hear, you got to take apart take loose the motor mount, the transmission mounts, and jack that thing all the way up. And then if you're lucky, you can finagle things in and out of there, but the whole pan needs to come out. But I'm going to budget out here and couldn't justify spending the money yet on it. It also needs front axle U-joints. The whole front end really needs rebuilt. But the U-joints are going to blow an axle apart, blow the ears off of it, and I'm going to be in it for more money. So, you know, this is how these projects go sometimes. We'll get through it. Couple updates on the two-door here. The starter appendix is not shooting out, so it's not catching the flywheel, so it needs hit with a hammer probably, and it'll probably come back right back to life. The red one, however, oh boy, we got some problems over here. You know, I'm living that no hood life, and water got down in the engine, completely filled it up, and now it's locked up tight. It didn't run that good in the first place, so I'm not too sad. But moving forward, I'm looking to part these guys out and scrap them. Maybe these two too. Maybe even a few more back there too. It's a handful that need to go in that junkyard there. Not the Mercury though. We're gonna keep it. Isn't she majestic? I love this truck. Golly, I love this truck. But as far as the Mercury goes, I do have a 454 and a 400 out of an old motorhome. It's actually still in the old motorhome video I did years ago. It ran when parked, But you never know. That thing's been sitting in the weather for the past 3 or 4 years. That 454 might have problems too now. And I don't have electricity yet either. Got a welder. I don't know if I want to be welding motor mounts with this guy. Or maybe I will and see what happens when they break. You know, why not? But I'm excited about 2025. I think it's going to be great. We're going to get back to work, hopefully. 2024, we didn't get a bunch of work. I'm self-employed. Makes things tough. But old meal ticket, she's ready, boys. She's ready for some work. That's going to be about it for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. My apologies on the lack of videos. Trust me, I'd rather be making videos too, but I can't justify it without making a living first. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.